Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nemeka Onyeka Obiri. Now, I want to give you, within the next 5-10 minutes, 5 solid reasons why most of the political bandits, the elitist bandits, and the field bandits, Boko Haram, ISWAP, terrorist herdsmen, unknown gunmen, kidnappers, are afraid of Peter Obi becoming the president of Nigeria and going into Aso Rock. Let me tell you, Peter is not like them. And I say it again to anybody who cares to listen. Peter is not your conventional Nigerian politician. Peter is one leader who understands the compassions, the people-centric, the patriotism that is inculcated, that is required in leadership, just like Desa Mombakwe, just like Latif Jokonde, just like Michael Obara. He is not like them. And I'll give you examples, reasons why. Let me tell you, you saw the 2025 budget. Allegedly, National Assembly is inserted over 6.9 trillion naira into that budget. You and I know that such criminal insertions will not happen under a Peter Obi presidency or even an Obasanjo presidency. Obasanjo had a running battle with National Assembly then because they inserted things into his budget and he returned it to them without assenting to it. Under a Peter Obi presidency, guys, they've not born the Senate president or the House of Rep people to insert things into that budget. Of course, you saw the one that they put, allegedly, street lights, solar light, it running into millions. One solar light that is sold for 130,000, 200,000 naira. They inserted solar lights running into millions for one solar light. Such madness cannot happen under Peter Obi presidency. You guys are aware, most of the members of the Senate, those in the Senate, and even those in the executive, we are former governors. There is no former governor in the history of Nigeria that did not railroad and coerced their state assemblies to pass humongous pension retirement fund for them, running into tens and billions of naira. Peter Obi is the only governor. Iman Yadwa, late Yadwa, God bless his soul, President Yadwa. Peter Obi and President Yadwa were the only two governors who governed Nigeria for 8 years, state for 8 years, without railroading their state assemblies to pass criminal, massive, humongous pension funds for them upon retirement. It's on record. Peter is not like them. That is why they hate him. Peter Obi is the only governor in the history of Nigeria. The same thing with the good man Yadwa, who did not sign CFO of state land, public property, to himself, his wife, or his children. Peter signed over 6,000 CFOs as governor. Peter never signed anyone, either for him, for his wife, for his son and his daughter, or for anybody that bears Obi, related, extended family, or anything. It's on record. Peter is not like them. You see, the truth is, and we know, Peter was governor for 8 years. When Peter became governor in 2006, he was impeached. He came back in 2007. When Peter was governor, Anambra, before Peter became governor, Anambra was a nest of armed robbers and kidnappers. There were daily incidents of armed robbery. Banks were being robbed. People were being kidnapped. That time, it was even famed that if you go into Onitsha with a bag that's suspect as if there's money inside it, those criminals won't even begin to ask you open. They'll cut off your hand and carry your hand on the bag. It was that terrible. When Peter became governor, Peter did a very uncommon thing. Unlike those who will always empower thugs and arm them to win an election and then allow them to roam, Peter decided to hand over security back to the people. He convened a meeting of all the town union leadership, Ndiese and the town union leaders, 177 town union leaders. And Peter asked them to donate their sons. Every community knows the good, the bad, and ugly. They donated their good sons, educated sons, capable sons. Peter went to Innocent. We have to motorize the security outfit. Innocent gave every community one truck, Innocent truck, and then gave them motorcycles. Peter went to Yadwa and pleaded with Yadwa to send army to go and clear some of the evil forests, notorious forests, where those kidnappers used to camp, and got the opposition party, PDP majority, wholly PDP assembly, to help him pass a law. If your house is used to sequester or warehouse a kidnap victim, you will lose that property. When Peter have done this, equipped the vigilantes, provided them with communication equipment, mobilized and galvanized the communities, In 6 months, they chased away all the kidnappers. One of the worst kidnappers that came to First Act to establish Evans was in Anambra. When he was chased away, he came to Lagos to come and establish his nest. For 5 good years, the Inspector General of Police, not an Igbo man, it's an Hausa man, submitted. Anambra was the most secure state in Nigeria for 5 consecutive years under Peter Obi governorship. Peter was an Abga. Peter did it. Peter is the only governor. When Peter became governor in 2007, Nigeria had already participated 6 years under the Millennium Development Goal Arrangement, which was one of the programs initiated to end poverty in the world. China was able to move 350 million people out of poverty. India moved. Nigeria and the state governments could not move anybody out of poverty. Peter came in 6 years after implementing the Millennium Development Goal. He was the only governor. See, one of the 3 key critical areas of measuring good governance, the physiological is the basic access to education, literacy level, access to basic health care, and the per capita income of the citizens of within a given locality. Within 7 years, Peter Obi governed Anambra consistently. Anambra became number 1 education ranking. It's not just number 1 in Nigeria. Public schools in Anambra, from CKC to regional places, we are going to Silicon Valley in the US to participate in STEM science competitions, and they were topping people from around the world. It's no flu, it's no cho. Peter did it. Peter won the Millennium Development. Consistently, Peter was invited in the UN as one governor who met the targets. Today, Anambra has the least number of out-of-school kids in Nigeria. Today, when APC took over Aso Rock in 2015, we had 10 million out-of-school kids. Today is over 21 million. And we think this is, see, they hate Peter because Peter is different. See, you and I, let me tell you, see, one of the easy ways I know those who are part of the rot in the system, one of the ways I gauge people's character is what they defend, what they support, what they endorse, and what they try to do. See, let me tell you, you can pretend a man's character is registered, his DNA. The real DNA is a man's character. A behavioral DNA that, this is the man's behavior. Peter had been this consistent. We know what to do. Peter will hand over security back to the people. Let me tell you, similar thing happened in America. Obama was president. Baghdadi and ISIS were busy capturing the whole of the Middle East. They took over practically half of the Middle East. Baghdadi, America was there, they had president there. But of course, we know when we talk about all this there, you said nonsense, and some of these people being complicit in this. Obama and co sat down and they watched the same way they watched Boko Haram devastate North Africa, Northern Nigeria, because after they removed Gaddafi, they watched ISIS sweep through the whole of the Middle East. When Trump became president, he wasn't part of the establishment. He asked the people, how long will it take to decimate ISIS? They said 5 years. Of course, he bypassed the bureaucracy. The same thing we have in Nigeria today. The current security arrangement in Nigeria, it's not working and will never work. He bypassed them. Trump bypassed them, flew into Middle East, met the people on the ground, the commanders in the field. And by the time they opened his eyes to what they can do and everything, he empowered them. In 6 months, what ISIS that grew in 4 or 5 years, in 6 months, Trump, American army, decimated all of them. Within 2 years, the criminal Baghdadi was wiped off like a dog. ISIS, all the territories ISIS gained under Obama's pussyfooting games was wiped away in 6 months. American troops are working with the allies, clean them out. Because Trump wasn't part of the criminal establishment, political establishment that is in the system. The same thing we know. The governor of Zamfara State, Dauda, said something very, very truthful. He said they know where the bandits live. They know where they camp. They know people that they interact with. He said if we have the political will, that they will decimate the bandits within 2 weeks. With the right political will, restructuring the security architecture of Nigeria, handling security. But let me tell you, if you go to Zamfara State today, 13 local government area, and you empower the people in every of the ward in Zamfara, you ask them to donate 200 of their sons to protect themselves. You arm them with AK-47, with rocket propelled launchers, with 5 armored personnel carriers in every local government area. Put them under a commander who is an indigenous of the state, under the supervision of the National Security Advisor and the governor. Empower the indigenous, the villagers. In 3 months, they will, in fact, you will not see any bandit in Zamfara State. We know the truth. The same thing applicable everywhere in Nigeria. See, it's left for us. And the truth is that 80% of the elites in Nigeria are so compromised. Everybody's jumping ship. Everybody just want to be part of the group. Let me tell you, when you see 90% of those who are criticizing the president, those in power, are actually worse. They are angling to go in there. They will never provide any solution. And they are all cowards. The truth is, Peter is better. Peter is not a saint. Peter may not be perfect. Peter, of course, he's not perfect. But I tell you, if there's any more man who has the good intentions, who has the compassion, who has the strength and energy, who has the discipline and focus, who has that strong will, political will, convictions to tackle headlong insecurity in Nigeria and help us restructure this country and take it to the glorious place God has meant for us, is Peter Obi. But for every one of us, like Joshua, I've always said it, for me and my household, we will do the right thing. We will serve the Lord. We will not be seen being part of the harness in the land. For all of you, if you want to be part of the harness, if you want to be brainwashed because of your ethno-religious proclivity, if you want to hate a good man, anyway, I am not surprised. 2,000 years ago, we had a similar situation. Not even similar situation. We had a good man, a righteous man, Jesus Christ. He walked the face of the earth. He clothed them. He fed them. He healed their sick. He raised their dead. He never offended anybody. He was busy doing good works. When it was time, the elites hated him. The Pharisees, the scribes. Of course, they had the callous, polar, stupid, the illiterate masses who did not know their left and their right. They mobilized them, accused Jesus Christ of blasphemy, and wanted him crucified on the cross of Calvary. Pontius Pilate knew that Jesus was innocent. But Pontius Pilate, being a weakling and a coward, just wanted to remain politically relevant and remain politically correct, decided to subject them to the vote of the people. He now asked them, between a convicted criminal, we know the Barabbas in Nigeria, we know the criminals and thieves in Nigeria. The same way, he told them, between the convicted criminal, the bandit Barabbas, and the righteous Jesus, who should I release for them? For you, who should I release for you people? The mumus, the mobs, the many mumus in Nigeria, most of them masses in Nigeria are mumus. The elites were able to bribe them, give them money. The same way most of us sell our votes during the election, and then we'll come back and start weeping. The same way coppers and teachers and professors and policemen, will collect money and help these bandits to rig election and doctor results, and then come out back the next 4 years to start wailing. The mumus, goaded by the criminal elites, said they wanted Barabbas. That was how the righteous man was crucified on the cross of Calvary. Of course, it was all designed to fulfill the will of God, that mankind might be saved. But similar things repeating itself today. In Nigeria, once you're part of the criminal gang or a thief or a looter and you flaunt money, people hate you. May God have mercy on us.